Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that have no idea who I am, which is probably most of you since I'm pretty new here on YouTube, my name is Anna and this is my little beauty space where I come to post all types of makeup videos, makeup tutorials, get ready with me, haul videos, which I love because it gives me an excuse to buy more makeup, and pretty much all types of makeup videos. So if that is your jam and you're interested in that type of stuff, then definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. So today's video is going to be a makeup product review, and I'm so excited about this because I've always wanted to film one. I have watched a million of these at least. I always like to go on YouTube and search any product that I think that I want to buy, just so I have kind of an idea of what to expect when I actually purchase it, which I always purchase it anyways. But yeah, at least I have somewhat of an idea of what the product actually does once I purchase it, so it's not a surprise, you know? So if a review tells me it's terrible, you know, I don't have all that high of expectations for it. So I figured, hey, you know, maybe there's a lot of you guys out there that haven't actually tried it, and my review will help you guys decide whether you want to try it or not, or at least have an idea of what to expect when you do pick it up. And today I'm going to be doing my review on the new Tarte foundation, which is the Tarte Face Tape Foundation in the shade 15S Fairlight Sand. So it's just this guy right here. Yeah. So I actually went to Ulta this morning and picked it up just because I knew I wanted to sit down and film a video for you guys, and I was like, hey, why not a review? I've always wanted to do one, and I saw that this is a relatively new product, so I figured, why not? So I have a few things to do around the house today, so clean, organize, things like that. So I'm going to really put this foundation to the test because I'm not going to be sitting here just doing all day, you know. So I'm going to apply the foundation and just go about my day, and that way you guys see how it wears throughout the day for me. You guys will also see my first impression on the product once I apply it, and just see kind of how it initially works for me. So if you guys want to see my first impression / review of the new Tarte Shape Tape Foundation, then definitely keep watching. Alright guys, so first thing that I'm going to do is apply my regular primers, just because I would never skip this step anyways, so I wouldn't be giving it a fair shot if I don't apply my primer, since I'm always going to do it anyways. And the first thing I'm going to use is the Smashbox Photo Finish So Chill Coconut Primer Water. So this guy right here, you guys have seen this multiple times, and if you haven't seen it before, then I'll just link up a video up here. So I'm just gonna spray it all over my face, just pretty much drench myself like I always do, even though I say I'm not going to. You know, that happens all the time. What am I gonna do? So as it sinks into my skin, I'm going to actually go into the Ulta website and read some of the things that this foundation claims to do. So it says, inspired by Tarte's iconic Shape Tape Concealer, this long-wearing, full-coverage foundation mattifies, hydrates, and brightens your appearance. All good things. So just a few things of what it claims to do. So it says, long-wearing, full coverage with a natural matte finish, transfer-proof, waterproof, and sweat-proof. Definitely necessary, especially here in Miami. So, and sweat-proof to keep you flawless through work and play. And then it just goes into a few of the ingredients. So yeah, that's pretty much what it claims. So full coverage, hydrating, mattifying, you know, all great amazing things. So hopefully it actually lives up to what it claims to do. Okay, so now that the primer water has set into my skin, I'm gonna apply yet another primer. Nothing new. I always add like 2, 3, 4 primers. I don't know, I feel like it really does something. So I'm gonna go into the Cha-Cha, the Silk Canvas primer. So this beautiful little case right here. And I'm just going to scoop up a little bit of the primer that with the little guy that it brings, and apply that all throughout my face. So let me show you guys what the actual product looks like. So it kind of looks like the concealer itself, just a little bit more revamped for the foundation form, and it is a pump. So thank God, because I think they had a previous foundation of the Tape Shape line, and it was pretty much just a bigger version of the same little sponge that the concealer comes with, and I'm honestly not a huge fan of those types of applicators. I feel like pumps are always the way to go. But yeah, overall just a pretty sleek foundation tube. So I actually just noticed that I picked up the same shade that I have for the concealer, and I think it's probably gonna be too light for me, but whatever, we're just gonna make it work. But I'm pretty sure that when I swatched it at the store, it was a pretty good match. I'm not sure if these were made to pair it up with a concealer that you normally use, but if that's the case, that's actually pretty cool. If any of you guys know, leave me a comment down below because I'm actually really curious now. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake this up and apply it just like I do any other foundation. So I am going to get some on my finger here and just swipe it across my face. I mean, in person it doesn't look that off, but when I look here in the viewfinder it looks super white, but we'll give it a try. I'm gonna do one side of my face first just in case it dries up quickly. It has kind of the same scent that the concealer has, but it's not overwhelming at all. So I think that's pretty good for now. And I'm going to blend that out using my Real Techniques face and body sponge. I think I'm going to do one side with the sponge and the other side with the brush just to give you guys an idea of how it applies with both. And so it's blending out. Wow, that's actually I don't know how it's blending out. I don't think it's doing all that good of a job. It could also be that the shade is a little off so it looks crazy, but oh my god, it is definitely the wrong shade. This is bad. Let's move past that though. I'm gonna try to move past that, so I hope you guys move past that too. I will say that it is pretty full coverage. I'm gonna swipe this down. I mean, for the most part, it is pretty full coverage, except right here on my cheek area. I do have a lot of redness there, and it seems to be just peeping through, and it's also kind of accentuating my texture. I usually don't have that much of a problem with foundations where it accentuates my texture, but with this one I can definitely tell. I don't know if it's that it's so matte that it like clings onto that, but so far I'm not loving it. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side and just apply the foundation and then work it in with the brush. And to blend it in, I'm going to be using the Morphe M439 brush, which is just like this kind of rounded top kabuki brush. And let's, oh my god, that's so bad. Down my neck just to help it out a little bit. And I'm kind of doing both of like stippling and just swirling around to blend it in. Just off the bat, I could tell that the brush has a little bit more of a full coverage, but still not my favorite. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys can see, but look at my nose. It's completely like just faded and it looks so bad. But who knows, maybe these are one of those foundations that when you apply, you hate it, and as it wears throughout the day, it magically gets better. I don't know, I'm being positive here, people. I'm just going to use my sponge to pounce it over both sides just because the brush kind of made it very streaky and patchy, so I need to at least, you know, try to smooth it out a little bit and look somewhat presentable. I mean, I feel like the brush side gives me more coverage, but the sponge side, the finish looks better. So I don't know, I guess I'm going to have to just do a mixture of both. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to do a second layer, but honestly I'm so scared that it's gonna look even worse. But I mean, just for the sake of the review, I'm gonna go ahead and do it just to see if it's buildable, and maybe that's where I'm going wrong. We're not applying enough of the product, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some more dots. And I believe this was the side that I used my sponge, so alright, and now I'm going to apply a little bit more to the brush side just to even that out. And just like I did with the first layer, I'm going to go back and pounce my sponge around. Okay, so I will say that it does not look worse adding the second layer, which is what I was really scared of. But it's still not my favorite at all. I know that I messed up with the shade, but still, like, as far as the finish and how it looks on my skin and how it sits on my skin, I'm not really a fan. I don't know if, like, maybe when I apply the rest of my makeup on top and really give it some time to sink in my skin and for them to get to know each other, maybe then it'll look better. But as of right now, I am not very impressed, which sucks because I really wanted to love this foundation. I love the concealer. I use it all the time, as you guys see on my channel, but so far, not very impressed by this guy. Sorry. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup off camera and then jump back here at the end once I finish everything and give you my little input of how it looks with the rest of my makeup on and see if it decides to work with me a little. And see if my initial opinion has changed. You know, maybe this is one of those foundations that you need to work with a little more and you need to let it ride in order for you to love it. So I'll be back with a full face of makeup. Alright guys, so I went ahead and finished off the rest of my makeup, and if you guys want to see how I came up with this look, then definitely subscribe to my channel because it is the video that I'm going to be posting after this one. But I will say that I am a little bit impressed just because I had absolutely no hopes for this foundation as soon as I applied it, and I'm sure you guys noticed from the way that I was reacting to it. But it does look a lot better. It has been about 30-40 minutes since I first applied it, so I guess it took some time to really sink into my skin, work with the other products that I applied, and I feel like it looks way better. Like, yes, you can still see a little bit of my pores, and yes, it accentuates my texture just a little bit, but definitely way less than it did when I first applied it. So what I didn't like is that as soon as I applied it, like, I just had a little bit of difficulty blending it out. I know the shade is off and it may look super crazy because of that, but I feel like now with everything else that I applied and put a little more color into my skin, it doesn't look terrible. It's a little too pale for me, but I feel like it's manageable. I will say that it looks way better on camera than it does in person. I feel like you don't really see any of the things that I'm talking about, like the textures and the pores, that much, but in person it's definitely noticeable. Nothing crazy, but noticeable. So yeah, I'm gonna go about my day. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't really have anything crazy to do today, just a few errands. If I step out, it's gonna be something quick, nothing crazy. We'll see if it keeps getting better throughout the day as it has now. That the longer I have it on, the better it looks. So yeah, we'll see if that's the case for this foundation, which, I mean, I wouldn't be too mad at it if that is so. And I almost forgot to mention what time it was, which is probably really important, but the time is almost 5 o'clock here. So I'm going to check back at the end of the day and give you my final thoughts on the foundation. Alright guys, so it is now the end of the day. It is almost 11 o'clock here. So I've been wearing the foundation for about 5 hours, and looking at it, it held up a lot better than I thought it would. It is starting to break up here on my cheeks. I'm gonna try to show you guys theirs, and on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and it really didn't have an excuse to break up just because I didn't sweat. I don't feel like my face was oily today, so it's not like I went through anything crazy to try to stay on, you know? So I feel like I had optimal conditions for this foundation to do really well. So I'm not really sure why it broke up. It could also be that I applied it wrong, which is probably why I didn't like it at first. So I think I just need to play around with it a little more. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. When I first put it on, I pretty much hated it. After I was done with all of my makeup, it looked way better. And now I feel like it's really held up. So I'm a little iffy about the foundation. I think I just need to maybe play with it a little more. Maybe I applied too much. I'm sure getting the right shade would definitely help out as well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel just yet. I'm gonna keep playing with it, and if anything, I'll update you guys down below if my thoughts change. But for now, not the worst, not the best. So, I I guess. So I'll test it out another day, you know, that I don't have anything important to do, just in case it does just act like this all the time and it's not my fault. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe my face clean and just call it a night. If you guys like this review, then definitely give it a thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel so you guys can see more reviews, more get readies with me, and more hauls. So yeah, that is it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!